The question is 3 all over 4 minus root 7. Solution. First, let me rewrite the question on the board. 3 all divided by 4 minus root 7. Now, considering the denominator of this expression on the board, we have 4 minus root 7. That means we have two terms or two numbers, 4 and this. Since there are two numbers, we have to solve this as a conjugate surd. Now, understand these principles. In a conjugate surd, if we have, for instance, A plus root B, the conjugate of this surd can be written as A minus root B. Again, if the denominator was given as x plus root y, the conjugate of this is x minus root y. Let's consider another example. If the denominator is n minus root p, the conjugate to this becomes n plus root p. What did you observe in these examples? Now, the observation is that if there's a plus that is separating the two terms or the two numbers, the conjugate of it becomes just the minus. We change just the sign. When it is given as plus, its conjugate becomes minus. When the denominator is given as minus, its conjugate becomes plus. Let's apply this knowledge over to what we have here. So the conjugate of this denominator would give 4 plus root 7. So the conjugate is equal to 4 plus root 7. The next approach is use this conjugate to multiply both the numerator and the denominator of this expression on the board. Rewriting this, I have 3 all over 4 minus root 7. I'm writing exactly what we have here. Next approach is to multiply by its conjugate, and the conjugate is 4 plus root 7, all divided by 4 plus root 7. Now, it is very simple because we have a fraction in both terms. Numerator, denominator times numerator, denominator. Whenever you approach something like this is the best way to solve it. Multiply the numerator by the numerator and also multiply the denominator by the denominator. But because I want to introduce a simpler approach, we are not going to multiply this by this directly. There's something we must do. Okay, let's continue. Multiplying this numerator by this, we have 3 times, let me open a bracket, times 4 plus root 7. Then all divided by, the denominator was meant to be 4 minus root 7 times 4 plus root 7. But since it is difference in 2 squared, we are going to use the simplest approach by writing this 4 minus root 7 all squared. Since we are using the simplest approach, the sign in between must be minus. Regardless of what is given to you from the beginning, the sign over here must be minus because we are using the simplest approach. So this gives, let me write what I have in my numerator. I have 3 in bracket this, bracket open, 4 plus root 7, bracket close. Over here, I have 4. These 2 will affect this. It will become 4 raised to the power of 2. And this 2 is going to also affect this. It becomes root 7 raised to the power of 2. So we have 4 raised to the power of 2 minus root 7 raised to the power of 2. If you understand to this point, comment I understand the first stage. Now let's consider the next stage. The numerator, I'm going to write what you have there, 3 in brackets 4 plus root 7 all divided by 4 raised to the power of 2 means 4 times 4, and 4 times 4 gives 16. Then minus, when a root is raised to the power of 2, they cancel each other. So this and this will cancel out. This is the simple principle. When we have root and square root, they will always cancel. So root will cancel the square, and we are going to be left with just 7. So this is 16 minus 7. Rewriting this, we have 3 into 4 plus root 7 all divided by 16 minus 7 gives 9. Can this 3 go into 9? I mean, how many 3's are there in 9? There are just 3 3's in 9 because 3 plus 3 is 6, and 6 plus another 3 gives 9. So there are 3 3's. So this cancels this, remember 3. So the final result becomes 4 plus root 7 divided by 3.